Om Shanti. Welcome to the Global Bhatti. And this time the theme is our relationship with nature. And I'd like to take it up in the context of me and my home. And as Brahmins, we know that when we say me or I, we're talking about the eternal light that shines here, the soul. And the first home that the soul occupies is this physical body, a gift from nature. Eternity has given us this very special human chariot through which to use our thoughts, our words, and express them in words and feelings, and to be able to interact with everyone else around us and to understand what's happening in the world and take in that information. So this chariot is very precious. And as soon as the soul came from up above and entered a mother's womb, it took on a chariot. And today we have this amazing chariot that we are using. And so at this moment of the Kalpa, the chariots don't seem to be behaving very well. Young or old, we have aches and pains, but maybe it's because we don't use it for right actions or right interactions. And so, first step, can I each day, at the end of the day, ask myself, how did I use this nature of mine, this physical chariot? Was it for God's work? Was it for my desires? Was it out of attachments to human beings? Of the energy of this being, of this body, my thoughts, my feelings, my breath are all used in a very beautiful way to bring about further development for the soul and do something for maybe one other person, an act of kindness, or maybe something for the whole of humanity, whatever it is. This apartment, and I keep it clean. I make sure that everything is in the right place at the start of the day. But do I also make sure that the vibrations in the atmosphere is completely clean? They say that even the walls have ears and can listen. It's true. When we it comes into the room next, that's a reality. We go into a room and we feel peaceful. We go into another room and we feel a bit uneasy. And it depends on what's been happening in that room prior to my entry. And so am I able to create a space in my home that's filled with peace and God's love and comfort and healing for all those who enter that space? Am I able to create that space in the center that I attend and create a space in which there's no criticism, there's no gossip, there's no competition, and therefore no conflict? The space that we are in is then going to serve us and support us, but also it's going to help whoever it is that comes into that space. And so my responsibility as Baba's child is to fill it with Baba's vibrations so others can come closer to Baba. And then the third home is this entire planet. And if I were to become an observer, step back from the planet and be up above, just simply watching this planet from above, I would see something very sad. Instead of the beautiful blue pearl in the space of darkness, I would see perhaps a world that's not filled with the beauty of water, but I would see polluted water. And instead of seeing beautiful verdant fields, I wouldn't be seeing green fields. I'd be seeing either spaces that are submerged by water, by floods, or perhaps I'd be seeing areas that are, because of desertification, just become brown, barren land. So what happened to the beautiful planet that we inherited? Even in terms of my own life, I saw spaces that were green and open to the sky, to the air, now being occupied by many, many little dwellings, many big dwellings, stories that are 100 high buildings and cramped into tiny little spaces for human beings. I would see animals in very cramped quarters. Factory farming is rampant everywhere in the world. So what happened? What happened is that we forgot ourselves, and through that, we forgot how to connect with God. And as a result of that, we no longer were able to connect with the values of love, truth, joy, and peace that exist within the human spirit. And in that state of emptiness, we then thought that conquering nature was going to be a way in which we could become full again. And so we started to take from nature more and more and more until we've depleted nature to the point where there are no forests left, or very few of the original forests. We've destroyed the Amazon, we've destroyed so much of our beautiful planet. As a result of these excesses, and where our attention focused just on matter, the material body, the material world, and consumerism, and we took everything from nature out of our greed and ego, trying to conquer nature. What's happened today is that we don't have our beautiful home that can give us what we need anymore. We've polluted the air, we've destroyed the soil of the earth, so the earth can't produce what she did before. We've also polluted our water systems. We've created plastics that are going to live longer than us. How long? Who knows? But every single aspect of nature has been desecrated. Where there was a time when, connected to the soul, we felt those inner qualities and values that are important for life and civilization. We had respect for each other, starting with respect for ourselves, but respect for each other. But also we had a huge amount of respect for nature. We called nature our mother, because truly she sustained us and replenished us with all her resources. Nature has been sustaining us for millennia, and even today, at the end of the Dark Age, the end of Kali Yuga, we still feel how nature is still giving us the food that we eat, the water that we drink. But yes, of course, what we've done is to just simply poison everything. So the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat has all been poisoned by chemicals. Every single organism, humans, birds, fishes, etc., now has at least 500 more chemicals than it should have. And so we're the ones who carry that responsibility. But that's the sad story. The good story is that Baba is teaching us how to come back to the awareness of the soul, come back to the awareness of our inner goodness, so that we again regain respect for the self, and we're able to maintain self-respect and our own inner dignity. We're able to value and respect what nature has provided us in terms of this home, this house that I occupy, so that I'm able to take care of it with love, with detachment, not attached to it, not out of greed or ego, but truly in that awareness of how precious this is and how all the actions I perform through this, I'm going to be able to do something of value to humanity and the planet itself. But the most important thing is the way I think. My thoughts can have an impact on nature. When my thoughts were of ego and greed and anger, I put that through into action and destroyed my home, this planet, nature, the ecosystem. But what I want to do now is to have pure thoughts, thoughts of love and respect for nature, and be able to send out those good wishes towards nature, to each and every one of those elements that have supported life from the beginning of time through eternity. Can I send pure thoughts to the air so that the air is again filled with peace? Can I send out pure thoughts to the earth and allow the earth to be replenished and become strong again? Can I send out thoughts of peace and love to water so that water returns to its clean, pure state once more? Can I send out thoughts of love to fire so that there is fire because we need fire, but not in the wildfires that we see today, so that fire also supports our journey of life on the planet? Can I send out my thoughts of love to the ether so that the ether remains clean and unpolluted? Yes, I can do all of this. Let me do that so that each day, a few minutes after Amrit Vela and through the day, I'm sending out thoughts of love and peace in Baba's remembrance to be able to be part of the process of purification for the world. But also, are my words, kind words to all creatures and all forms of life that are part of this beautiful tapestry of our planet? Am I speaking harshly to human beings? Am I speaking harshly to the cats and dogs? Am I being aggressive in my behavior towards them? But no, they're all part of this beauty of the planet, my home. And so words of kindness and compassion should run as part of my nature, reaching out to all forms of life. But also my actions. Can I now take positive steps and reduce my own footprint on the carbon on the earth? And so I'm going to be able to simplify my life with Baba's teachings. I'm going to be able to actually make a difference in the way I buy goods and consume them. I'm going to make a conscious choice of whether it's a want or if there's actually a need. And that's going to bring about a huge change in my activity. And yes, I'm definitely going to have a vegan diet so that then, again, I'm reducing my carbon footprint. So there are practical steps that we can take to make sure that we are not harming the earth or all the living creatures of the planet on any level at all. Things will change. I don't see them changing externally, visibly at this moment, but we are building up a momentum in which there's a power of purity that will reach a point of critical mass and things will change in a flash. Dadi Gulzar said, when asked the question, how long will the transformation take place? She said, in a flash. And so I believe that. I believe that nature, when our level of purity reaches that critical mass, nature will turn around. And yes, there'll be much, much upheaval. But if I've served nature, I won't experience suffering. I'll go through the upheaval, but without suffering. And nature will be transformed in a flash, and we'll have a beautiful new planet once again. So my contribution today has to be through my pure thoughts in Baba's remembrance, but also compassionate words and acts of kindness and simplifying my lifestyle. Enjoy your global bhakti. Om Shanti.